Collins,
Yeah.
Rufus Allen,
Yeah.
Robert McCullough,
Yeah.
Ronnie Greenway,
Yeah.
our boy Frankie Waddy,
Oh man.
Clayton.
He got all the notes. Man.
Clayton Chicken Gunnels.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What I want to know is how do you get the nickname Chicken?
Oh, I laid everybody had to have a nickname. And
Your brother's nickname is Catfish.
I hooked him up.
But how do you get a nickname Catfish?
Because he looked like a catfish.
Is there pictures of him around?
Oh yeah, he's
At some
all
point,
over.
can we find one and put it on the site?
You can put in Google, say Catfish Collins.
But do I have your permission to put his photo up?
You got it.
Okay.
You
Bootsy
got it. I mean, that cat.
Catfish.
No, Catfish was whatever you think I am. Double it.
Really?
Oh man, this cat was.
But
like,
maybe he didn't do the work with the old man to become the front man that you are.
Well, he didn't want to be the front man. He wanted me to be that because it. I guess it takes a certain a certain stupidity to want to lead something.
Yeah.
And take all that pressure, and he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to have fun.
You want to be? Some guys are quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Some guys play the line.
He wanted to help me be out front while he had fun, and so it both kind of worked out really good because I wanted to be out front.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to watch my back.
When you meet George Clinton, where do you meet George Clinton?
Oh man, that happened in Detroit. We actually go to Detroit to
kick Berry Gordy's ass.
Not this time because we knew where we stood with Barry. He was through with us. We knew that. So it was like, okay, we'll show him.
That's what on your sitcom where you babysit. You get the kids in the car to go find Berry Gordy's relatives to go. We're gonna whoop Berry Gordy's kid's ass. I'm sorry. It writes itself.
Payback, right?
It writes itself. Bootsy Collins babysitter service.
Man. But I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
Felipe Wynn started out with us, whose actual first name was Phil Soul Walker. That was his stage name, and he winded up with the Spinners, the lead singer for the Spinners, who he started out with us, and then when we went to James Brown, we kind of disbanded the whole band. Went with James Brown, then we came back. We had Rufus and Phil Walker was still on certain gigs that we did. So we took Phil to Detroit with us because he was he was like Otis Redding. He couldn't dance, but the singing thing, he would destroy a place.
And this is house guests now, going to Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we get to Detroit and we do this. We do these clubs. We start going to find clubs we can play in, and it was this one club called the Love Club, and it was where all young people come and all the young bands, and so it was a perfect spot for us to show that we the baddest cats in the land.
How old are you around this time?
Let's see. I guess I'm around.
Don't age yourself now. Be careful.
I gotta think about it. How old?
All right, we'll come back to it.
Yeah, I was a young. I was still.
You were
a young
10 years
fella.
old.
10. No, I was a little older.
You're 40 years old.
No.
All right, so we somewhere in between there. We've established it, Your Honor.
Right.
I'm a good lawyer. So you meet George Clinton in Detroit. Is he at the Love Club when he sees you guys?
No, actually, his what do you call his almost wife's sister? What is that?
Fiance?
No.
His sister-in-law?
Sister-in-law. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
His almost wife.
Yeah, almost wife. And
is he a Mormon? How do you work this?
George can be pretty
a lot
much
of things.
anything.
Yeah.
He wears a lot of hats.
And a lot of sheets. I saw you
a
guys
lot
at
of
concert.
sheets.
He came out in a Lion King sheet and stood in the
sometimes-
corner, and you guys did all the work.
And sometimes he can be full of shit too, which we all can. But anyway, he heard about us from her, Malia Franklin, who actually lived out here up until a couple years ago. She kind of she passed, but she's the one that introduced me to George Clinton.
What was his thing at the time?
What was George's thing?
Yeah.
He was head of Parliament Funkadelic. I mean, that was his group.
Because I only know my entry into the whole scene is just he's just P-Funk, but I've never seen him play an instrument. Like you can educate me.
Oh, you mean what? No, well, he was like the mastermind of the whole the whole thing.
If there's a rack of instruments, anything's available, and he wants to show someone how it goes, like,
Yeah.
no, you got to do it like this. What's the first thing he reaches for?
That wasn't George.
See, that's what confounds me.
Yeah, but he's
almost like being a cult leader.
Well,
to be that charismatic and get people to follow you. Because when I see you guys on stage, I wonder if Bootsy and these guys ever look over their shoulder and go, "Are you going to do something, old man?" Because he had the braids. No, I'm being. This is only my opinion.
Right.
I see you guys in concert.
Are you gonna do it?
There's a guy hopping around like a fucking frog for like 2 hours. This guy's in full frog. He never stops acting like a frog, and he's sticking his tongue out. I'm like, this guy's either tripping his balls off, or George just one day like handed him a joint and said, "You're gonna be a frog."
Right.
And the guy was like, "Hey, cool, George, I got the blessing, right?" Like when James Brown said to you, "Play a little less."
How did you say that?
Then there's a cat playing in a diaper. Like everyone's all over the ice on this one. And Bootsy's Bootsy. You've established from the moment you went to Berry Gordy's office. You've been Bootsy since clarinet lessons.
Yeah.
You went upstairs with the boots on with the old man. You were always Bootsy. But I noticed George Clinton is in the corner. He never, I think 4 times in an hour and a half, he went, "Bow wow." And everybody goes crazy. It was a House of Blues right here.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And this is the guy.
This is the guy.
This is the godfather of funk. But everyone's doing the work. He's Jim Jones.
Yeah. Well, he actually coordinate. I call him like the director. What do you call the dude that the visionary, but the boxer that
the
you got
promoter.
Well, no, not the promoter. The guy that's boxing. Who is the referee?
Yeah.
The referee. George was kind of like director, referee, mastermind, the visionary. He saw all of this stuff. He knew all about cloning. This is way back. I mean, he taught me. He taught me to read this stuff. He taught me to find out all about this stuff.
So he's the real deal.
He is the real deal.
But what I want to know is you guys know you're badass. You played with James Brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been there. You've done that. Now you're house guest. And now this is your crew.
Right.
These are your closest guys.
Yeah.
You guys are in full effect.
Yeah.
Now you meet a guy that doesn't play an instrument and says, "Hey man, I got some vision for you guys." How the heck do you guys not laugh him out?
Well, first of all, we already knew that we was going to be a perfect fit because he's as out as we are.
Right.
And to me at that time, that's what I was looking for. Somebody that was out. Was somebody that wasn't in a box.
Right.
That you have to wear suits, you have to, shine your shoes, and you have to be a certain way, and you have to look a certain way. If George never played anything, even if he wasn't a mastermind, even if he didn't have none of that, but he was just said, "Come on in and do whatever you want to do." He gave us an opportunity. I think that's what the key was for me was he gave me an opportunity to find myself.
Autonomy. You could just be you.
Yeah. And
I'll cover all the outside world.
Yeah.
You guys come into the nest.
Yes.
Do your thing, and I'll keep the outside. Is that what he provided?
That's pretty much what it was.
I'll keep the outside world out.
Yeah. Well, not so much keeping the outside world out. It was more that, he just allowed us to do what we do. And it didn't matter who it was you did it with. It was like no separation, and that's what I liked about George. Everything was one, and, it's like if you got something to put on the table, if you got something to bring to the table, bring it, and I admired that because I had just came from the James Brown camp, which was already set up. It's A, B, C, period.
So it was almost like music socialism.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
But in a good way.
Not because socialism now you just think negative things. But we share this. Yeah. Almost like a commune of funk.
Yeah. And that's what it was. I mean, and like I said, he allowed us to find out things that we could do that we never knew we could do.
So it's feasible that you could have been sucked into the corporate machine and just been a guy in a band where you could have been in the Spinners. You be playing Pachanga Casino right now.
Well, you know what?
Doing the comeback tour. For
No.
No.
I wasn't going.
You were too
for
out
it.
already.
Yeah, I was gone.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I had. I was young, but you know, I wasn't going for that.
So you knew that Out There was there.
Yeah.
And then George was the guy to go.
Oh,
it's there and it's right here.
He was actually the only guy at that time that I could see that was out there enough to not care so much about his own thing so much that he wouldn't allow you to grow.
It's beautiful.
And so that's what it was. That's what made me just lock into no matter what it is, we got to do it with this cat, and it all turned out the way it turned out.
That's really beautiful, man.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really great.
Yeah. I mean,
and right when you needed it most, probably. I mean, you come from the structure of James Brown, and like I said, you got to know the rules before you break them. Now you're with George. Now you can break all the rules,
and he loves it.
But you know what you're breaking.
Yeah.
It's like in acting. Not to make it about myself, I'll be quick about it. Sometimes if you don't know how to say a line, someone will go, "Well, just throw it away. Just throw it away. Just say it. Doesn't matter." And I had a director once go, "I don't want to." It was a British guy. He goes, "I don't want to hear that shit." He goes, "You have to know what the fuck the line is before you throw it away." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And but not at the time. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, British guy," because I knew everything, right?
Right.
And then like a couple of days went by. I'm like, "Yeah, you got to know what it is you're throwing away. You got to know what that rhythm is that you're glossing over to get to the bridge to come back." So I love. This is great. I love this about.
Well,
George
I always looked at the way I came through that as the perfect story, because you couldn't write it no better than that.
Right.
But at the time, I didn't know, and that's what the funk is.
Right.
The funk is never knowing. The funk is like, it's like making something out of nothing.
Water going downhill.
Yeah.
She hit a rock, you move to the side.
Whatever it takes, the funk will get over that hump.
I love it. And so will the Funk University.
Yeah.
I'm going to get on the funk. I'm going to buy a bass.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to buy the Bootsy Collins bass, the Orange Star.
You ain't going to have to buy it, man. We're going to hook you up. And Patty's going to also tell you about this, our foundation, which... the
Bootsy Collins Foundation?
Yeah. Because we donate instruments to schools. Because we want them to feel the rewards of what I came through when they gave me instruments to take home to practice with.
And this is just public school in Cincinnati?
Well, it's
all around the world.
No, I mean when Bootsy was a kid.
Oh yeah. I mean,
back in the 20s.
No, not the 20s.
Well, you didn't say your age. Now I'm just kidding.
Well, it was the 10s.
No, nothing in front of it. Just 10.
Right.
No 19.
Right.
No, just 10.
Yeah.
So what is the foundation, Patty?
The Bootsy Collins Foundation, our mission is say it loud, an instrument for every child. So we go around the world, actually, and we adopt schools. Our first school, that was in Cincinnati. It's called Aiken High School. And these children needed $20,000 worth of instruments. They just didn't have, but they really, really had the desire, So they've built a new school, and in August of 2013, Bootsy will cut the ribbon for the school, and we will present the instruments to the children.
But Aiken High School, first of all, shout out to Aiken High. What's up?
Yeah.
They got to rename. It's got to be Bootsy Collins High School, man. Isn't that your deepest dream? Isn't that your deepest, darkest dream? There's somebody going, where do you go? I go to Bootsy High.
Bootsy
And
High.
if it's not, how could it not be?
Wow.
Bootsy High.
Wow. Well,
I got to think of everything for you, man.
They might get that high messed up, man. Bootsy
That,
High.
you're the one. Double.
I don't have the right look, man.
Double and triple
say
entendre. Bootsy High. I got you covered, man. I'm telling you. I got it for you. Bootsy High.
But I'd like to give a shout out to Scion, because they're the ones that have given us our first big chance with our foundation. They've actually donated $20,000 to the Bootsy Collins Foundation.
That's terrific.
Isn't that wonderful?
They don't need to. That's what I love about people like that. And
Yeah.
companies like that. Like they could just go, nah, we're good, man.
Yeah.
And they just got behind it.
They got behind us.
So now Aiken High in 2013 is going to be renamed Bootsy High. That's the real news today.
Bootsy High.
High. But Aiken High School in
I
2013.
like that. Man.
I do
Bootsy
too.
High.
We might, hey, Corey, we might have to do something with that, man.
Bootsy High. You already got the Funk
We already got
University.
the Funk U.
Now, for the
Bootsy
very
High.
basic beginning bass player, maybe you get another online course for Bootsy High. Or I've named your next 4 albums.
I like that.
In this podcast, I think I named